And if you go along with the story of Joseph, maybe one of the hardest thing that his brother did to him was when there was famine in Egypt, and this band of brothers went to Egypt and looked for food. And at that time, if you know the story of Joseph, while this thing happened to Joseph, the event has turned into a blessing into the life of Joseph when he became the second ruler of Egypt. And his brother went to Egypt to look for food. And there now Joseph was there. And his brother coming towards him and asking and begging for food. How do you and what would you feel if you were Joseph at that time, whose relationship with the Father, whose early life had been miserable because of these people? And now they're coming towards him, being so powerful, the second ruler of Egypt. And so Joseph faces his brother. And what probably the best and the hardest thing that strike his heart when he asked his brothers, he said, "Do you have other brother with you?" And they said, "Yeah, we have the youngest son, Benjamin. He was back home. The father loved him." And he asked them again, "Do you have other brother?" And his brother said, "We don't have any more brother." But Joseph, there in the presence of his brother, heard that from them. That could probably the time where they could have said, "We have wronged our brother." But they denied the brother in the presence of that very person, Joseph. In this life, my brother and sister, when someone has stepped on your foot, when someone has done something wrong to you, when someone has misled you or made your life miserable, our natural response is what? To do that what we call in the Old Testament the law of retaliation. What you do to me, I will do to you. What you have done to me and my family, the same thing will be done to you. When someone steps on your foot, our natural reaction is that, no, don't do that to me. I will be angry. But Joseph, in the presence of his brother, as he went to his room, he wiped his eye and began to cry. Because he was merciful. He was pure in heart, peacemaker, persecuted, insulted. Who among here have experienced, an insult, or being persecuted, or being maligned, or deceived, or left by a friend? But Joseph showed compassion, understood them, and forgave them. If there is someone in our minds today that did that to you, I don't question you, but probably, can you give your other cheek? When someone slaps you at your left cheek, would you be able to do the right? And say, "Yeah, do that here over here. One more time." Can we do that? The Bible expressed in the Romans said that, love your enemy. If your enemy is hungry, feed him. If your enemy is thirsty, then give him water to drink. And Jesus himself said, love your enemy. And Jesus said, give the other cheek. Are we able to do that? Amen? Okay. Because Joseph did that. What was the first word that Jesus spoken when he was on the cross? We know how Jesus suffered. To die is natural thing, but to die on the cross is a different thing. To die on the cross with that insult, with pain on his body, hanging for 3 hours in the heat of the sun. And this very God, the first word that we heard from him, Father, forgive them, for they do not know. Are we willing to forgive when somebody has done that to us. Where it was coming from? Because of jealousy. Jealousy. There was a lady, you know Canada in the Philippines? Canada is like heaven. Every day, almost 3,000 Filipinos going out from the Philippines. And only very few people go to Canada. Because it's just like heaven. And this lady, she came to Canada to seek the best that Canada could offer her and the family. This lady worked hard until one day she was able to finish all the requirements, and she was going back home to bring her family in Canada. The day she was boarding the plane here in Toronto Airport, so excited, but she got a phone call that her husband was shot to death. Over jealousy of land, farm, relatives. And so this lady, how many hours from Canada to the Philippines? Yeah. So, if you were that girl, that lady, sitting down there on the plane, what would be in your mind? Your heart will be raised in rage. You will be angry. For 18 hours, the torture. When she got home, she saw her little one, but the husband, she went home to bury someone because of jealousy. And then she came back with this little one. And perhaps just like you and me, when life were miserable, when there were things happening beyond our controls, it's hard to trust God, especially for that lady. If she has questions, probably, yes, she has thousands of questions. And that question probably, why? The same with Joseph. Why? Why my own brothers doing this to me? When he was in the pit, when he was sold into slavery, he has on his mind, why my own brother is doing this to me? And that same question probably on that woman. So she came in Canada, started a new life, and in a church, she volunteered to play piano. And she served the Lord with this little kid. And the pastor started noticing her without knowing what she was going through. And you know what? After 2 years, the pastor married her. Yeah. And now they have 2 little baby. The first, the second, the original. And that lady is my wife. Where she is here. It's hard to live in Canada, and she also became a blessing to me. And I realized that I am the blessed person. I am surrounded with God's people. My wife's name is Grace, the undeserved favor. Amen? And our daughter, who is now 2 months old, we name her Gratia Blessi. The gratitude from the Latin word, and Blessi is a divine favor. And we have other daughters. She's here. Can you please stand so that you can be recognized? We have other daughter here. Her name is Jeannie. You can ask 3 requests. You see how blessed I am being surrounded by these beautiful people. It's sprung up because of jealousy. How we do treating each other. How we do treat our parents. How we do treat our brother and sister. How we do treating the brethren in the church. Brother and sister in the church.